Daily Horoscope Analysis for Taurus. May 21, 2025. Welcome, Taurus friends. Today's celestial blueprint carries some fascinating energies as we find ourselves at a pivotal transition point in the astrological calendar. May 21st marks the very end of your season and the beginning of Gemini season, creating an interesting energetic shift that affects you in unique ways. The sun has just moved from your sign into Gemini, illuminating your second house of values, possessions, and personal resources. This transition brings a natural shift from focusing on your identity and personal goals to considering your material security and what truly matters to you on a fundamental level. It's as if the universe is asking you to take all that self-development work from your birthday season and now apply it practically to your resources and values. Venus, your ruling planet, is currently positioned in Cáncer, activating your third house of communication, short trips, and siblings. This placement infuses your interactions with emotional depth and nurturing energy. You may find yourself expressing affection more freely through your words today, perhaps writing heartfelt messages or having meaningful conversations with those close to you. There's a protective quality to how you communicate now. You're likely to speak with genuine care and concern for others. Mercury, the planet of communication and thought, is also in Cáncer, amplifying this energy in your communication sector. Your thinking patterns today carry an intuitive, emotionally intelligent quality. You're less concerned with cold logic and more attuned to the emotional undertones in conversations. This makes it an excellent day for heart-to-heart talks, especially with family members or close friends. Your words carry empathy and understanding, helping you bridge gaps in relationships that may have seemed challenging before. Mars is positioned in Aries, energizing your 12th house of the subconscious, spirituality, and hidden matters. This placement can stir up submerged feelings or motivations that you haven't fully acknowledged. There might be a sense of restlessness or hidden drive today that you can't quite put your finger on. Pay attention to your dreams and intuitive hunches, as they're likely to contain important messages. This Mars position also gives you tremendous power to work behind the scenes. Your efforts might not be visible to others yet, but you're laying important groundwork for future success. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and opportunity, continues its journey through Gemini in your second house of finances and personal resources. This beneficial placement, which happens only once every 12 years, suggests that today marks another step in a year-long period of potential financial growth and expansion of your resource base. You may receive unexpected financial news, discover a new source of income, or gain clarity about your true values and priorities. Jupiter here encourages a generous, abundant mindset regarding material matters. Saturn in Pisces forms a square to your sun sign, creating some tension between your long-term aspirations and your current sense of self. This aspect has been influencing you throughout this period, asking you to reconcile your practical nature with more spiritual or compassionate considerations. Today, this energy might manifest as a choice between taking the tried and true approach versus following a more intuitive or idealistic path. Remember that Saturn's lessons, while sometimes challenging, always lead to greater maturity and wisdom. Uranus continues its long-term residence in your sign, Taurus, bringing unpredictable energies and opportunities for authentic self-expression. On this particular day, Uranus forms a harmonious trine with the moon in Virgo, creating a beautiful flow between your sense of self and your creative expression or romantic life. This could manifest as a surprising creative breakthrough or an unexpected but pleasant development in your love life. The key is to remain open to sudden inspiration or changes in plans. Rigidity will only create frustration today. Neptune in Aries is activating your 12th house, joining Mars in this sector of spirituality and the subconscious. This placement can blur the boundaries between your waking consciousness and deeper psyche. You might experience heightened intuition, vivid dreams, or even moments of spiritual insight. There's a pioneer quality to this Neptune placement. You're exploring new spiritual territory, rather than simply drifting in nebulous waters. Today specifically, Neptune's influence might manifest as a creative vision or solution that seems to come from nowhere, but addresses a practical problem you've been facing. Pluto, having recently re-entered Aquarius, is transforming your 10th house of career, public reputation, and long-term goals. This slow-moving planet brings deep, permanent changes to how you see your life direction and how others perceive you professionally. Today's specific influence might involve a revelation about power dynamics in your workplace or a deeper understanding of your true calling. Pluto's energies aren't always comfortable, but they are profoundly transformative when we work with them consciously. The moon today is in practical, detail-oriented Virgo, illuminating your 5th house of creativity, romance, pleasure, and children. This creates an interesting blend of analytical energy applied to areas of life that are typically more spontaneous and joy-focused. You might find yourself organizing a creative project, analyzing a romantic relationship, or bringing more structure to activities with children or loved ones. The Virgo moon helps you find practical ways to express your heart's desires, perhaps creating a schedule that ensures you have time for what brings you joy. In terms of your love life, today carries interesting potential. For partnered Taurus individuals, the Venus-Mercury conjunction in your communications sector creates prime conditions for expressing your feelings and needs clearly to your partner. There's a sweetness and emotional intelligence to your words now that can help resolve any lingering misunderstandings. The practical moon in your romance sector suggests that showing love through acts of service or attention to detail will be particularly appreciated today. For single Taurus natives, today's astrology suggests you might meet someone through intellectual pursuits or during short trips in your local area. The Virgo moon in your dating sector indicates potential connections with someone who appreciates your practical nature and attention to detail. Don't be surprised if a friendship begins showing signs of deeper potential, as Venus in your communication house can transform everyday interactions into something more meaningful. Career-wise, the sun's fresh entry into your money sector puts financial considerations in the spotlight. You might receive news about compensation, or perhaps you'll gain clarity about which professional projects deserve your energy based on their return on investment. Jupiter's presence here suggests optimism in financial matters, but be careful not to overextend yourself based on potential future gains that haven't materialized yet. The Pluto influence in your career sector continues to transform how you approach your professional life today, might bring an insight about how to step more fully into your power or authority. Health and wellness considerations today center around finding balance between indulgence and practical self-care. The Taurus-Virgo Earth sign connection supports physical wellness routines that feel good while also being beneficial. Consider how you can make healthy choices that don't feel like deprivation. With Mars in your subconscious sector, pay attention to how stress might be manifesting in subtle ways. Tension headaches, disrupted sleep, or unexplained fatigue could all be signals that your body needs more rest or that you're avoiding addressing something important. Spiritually, today offers rich ground for growth. The Neptune-Mars conjunction in your 12th house creates powerful energy for meditation, dream work, or intuitive practices. You might find that journaling about your dreams or impressions yields surprising insights. There's also a connection forming between your practical values and your deeper spiritual understanding, suggesting that you're in a process of aligning your material life with your spiritual values. This doesn't mean renouncing worldly possessions, quite the contrary for a Taurus, but rather ensuring that how you use your resources reflects your true values and contributes to your spiritual well-being. A significant theme for you today involves the transition between self-focus and resource management. As the sun moves from your identity sector to your value sector, you're being asked to consider how you can translate your personal growth and self-understanding into practical decisions about your resources, both material and energetic. What deserves your time, attention, and money? What investments align with your authentic self? These questions may arise today in various contexts. The fixed nature of your Taurus energy might feel challenged by the mutable Gemini sun and the mutable Virgo moon. There's a sense that adaptability serves you better than rigidity right now. While your steadfast nature is one of your greatest strengths, today calls for willingness to adjust your approach based on new information or changing circumstances. This doesn't mean abandoning your core values or commitments, rather. It's about finding flexible ways to honor those constants in your life. Relationships with siblings, neighbors, or close community members may take center stage today, with both Venus and Mercury activating your third house. A conversation with a sibling or close friend might prove particularly meaningful, especially if you allow yourself to share more vulnerably than usual. The Cáncer influence here suggests that family matters or discussions about your shared past could be especially significant. Your financial acumen is particularly strong today with the Sun and Jupiter both illuminating your second house. You might notice opportunities for increasing your income or making wiser choices with existing resources. However, the Jupiter influence can sometimes create overoptimism, so balance enthusiasm with practical assessment. This is an excellent day to review your budget, consider investments, or explore new potential income streams. Just be sure to do your due diligence rather than making impulsive financial decisions. For Taurus individuals involved in creative fields, today's Virgo moon in your fifth house of self-expression brings a beautiful blend of inspiration and practical execution. You might find yourself able to organize your creative ideas in new ways or develop systems that help you bring your visions to life more effectively. There's a productive quality to your creativity now. You're not just dreaming but actually manifesting. In terms of home and family matters, you might feel a desire to communicate more openly about domestic issues, with the Venus-Mercury conjunction in Cáncer affecting your communication style. This is an excellent day to have conversations about how your living space could better serve everyone's needs or to express appreciation for family members who support you. As we consider potential challenges for today, be mindful of a tendency towards stubbornness that might arise as a reaction to the shifting energies around you. With your ruling planet Venus in sensitive Cáncer, you might take practical suggestions or critiques more personally than intended. Remember that feedback about your ideas or methods isn't a rejection of you as a person. On the opportunity side, today presents a wonderful chance to align your practical nature with your deeper spiritual insights. The Neptune-Mars conjunction in your 12th house suggests that intuitive flashes could provide solutions to very practical problems if you're willing to listen. Your effectiveness today comes not just from your legendary Taurian determination, but also from your willingness to incorporate intuition and emotional intelligence into your decision-making process. For Taurus parents, today's energies support connecting with your children through activities that combine fun with skill building. The Virgo moon in your fifth house of children suggests that teaching your kids practical skills in a playful way could be especially rewarding today. Looking at your social life, the Cáncer influence on your communication sector suggests meaningful conversations rather than superficial socializing will feel most satisfying today. You might prefer intimate gatherings with close friends over larger social events. When you do connect with others, you'll likely find yourself drawn to discussions about family, emotional well-being, or shared memories. As the day progresses, the moon will form various aspects that influence your emotional landscape. By evening, a lunar aspect to Neptune might bring a dreamy, idealistic quality to your mood, perfect for artistic pursuits or romantic encounters. However, this could also cloud judgment in practical matters, so perhaps save major decisions for another day if possible. If you've been considering making changes to your physical appearance or personal style, today's energies support thoughtful adjustments that reflect your evolving sense of self. The Uranus in Taurus influence has been gradually revealing aspects of your authentic nature that might not have been expressed before. In summary, May 21, 2025 offers you a rich tapestry of energies to work with, dear Taurus. The emphasis on your second house of values and resources invites you to align your material world with your authentic self. Communication flows with emotional intelligence thanks to Venus and Mercury in Cáncer. Your creativity finds practical expression through the Virgo moon, and deeper spiritual insights emerge from the Neptune-Mars conjunction in your 12th house. The key to navigating today successfully lies in balancing your need for security with openness to growth, and in bringing your legendary practicality to both material matters and emotional connections. Remember that as a Taurus, you have the gifts of patience, determination, and sensory wisdom to guide you through whatever challenges arise. Your ability to create beauty and comfort in material reality is unmatched in the zodiac. Today, allow yourself to also embrace the gifts of adaptability, emotional intelligence, and intuitive knowing that the current planetary energies are offering. By combining your natural strengths with these complementary qualities, you'll find yourself navigating May 21st with both groundedness and grace. Trust your natural rhythm, dear Taurus. The stars support your journey today. On May 21, 2025, the planetary positions create a fascinating celestial landscape for Taurus natives. The sun will have just moved into Gemini, marking the end of your solar season, but still casting influential rays on your financial sector. This transition highlights a shift from personal identity concerns to resource management and value assessment. With the sun in your second house, there's a cosmic spotlight on your material world and self-worth. Mercury, the cosmic messenger, positions itself in Gemini alongside the sun, amplifying your ability to make smart financial decisions. This placement encourages quick thinking and adaptability regarding money matters. You might find yourself more articulate when discussing finances or negotiating deals. The Mercury-Sun conjunction in your second house creates a powerful mental clarity around resources that hasn't been available to you for months. Venus, your ruling planet, will be transiting through Cáncer on this date, occupying your third house of communication and short-distance travel. This creates a harmonious trine aspect to any planets you might have in your natal chart in Earth signs. Venus in this position softens your communication style, adding charm and diplomacy to your words. There's a noticeable aesthetic quality to how you express yourself, potentially opening doors in business communications or creative writing endeavors. Mars activates the sector of your chart related to home and foundations, positioned in Leo. This fiery placement in your fourth house creates a dynamic tension with your typically steady Taurus energy. You may feel a stronger drive to assert yourself in domestic matters or perhaps undertake ambitious projects related to your living space. The square aspect Mars forms to your sun sign can create productive tension that motivates action, though it requires mindful management of potential frustration. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and opportunity, travels through Gemini during this period, joining the Sun and Mercury in your second house of finances and values. This is particularly significant as it occurs only once every 12 years. Jupiter's presence here amplifies financial opportunities and can bring unexpected resources your way. There's potential for growth in income or valuable connections that enhance your material security. However, Jupiter's expansive nature might also encourage overindulgence or excessive spending, requiring conscious moderation. Saturn continues its journey through Pisces, creating a sextile aspect to your sun sign. From your 11th house of community and future goals, Saturn brings structure to your social networks and long-term aspirations. This position supports steady progress toward ambitions that require collective effort or organizational backing. There's a mature quality to your approach to group dynamics on this day, potentially positioning you as a leader or stabilizing force within teams. Uranus remains in the later degrees of Taurus on this date, continuing its revolutionary influence in your first house of self and identity. This slow-moving planet has been transforming your sense of personal identity and self-expression for several years, and on May 21, 2025, Its energy becomes particularly pronounced through a conjunction with a sensitive point in your chart. Expect unexpected insights about yourself or surprising opportunities to express your uniqueness without apology. Neptune in Aries forms a semi-sextile to your sun sign, subtly influencing your 12th house of subconscious patterns and hidden realms. This placement brings a whisper of intuitive guidance, particularly regarding spiritual matters or creative inspiration. Pay attention to dreams and subtle impressions on this date, as Neptune's position enhances your connection to non-material dimensions of reality. Pluto, in the early degrees of Aquarius, creates a favorable sextile to your sun sign from your 10th house of career and public reputation. This aspect empowers transformative professional moves and enhances your ability to influence authority figures or power structures. There's a depth to your interactions in the public sphere on this date that can lead to meaningful connections with those who recognize your authentic strength. The North Node, while not a planet but an important mathematical point, positions itself in Aries in your 12th house, suggesting that your spiritual growth path involves developing greater courage in facing the unknown and addressing subconscious patterns. This position encourages bold moves in your inner development work. The asteroid Chiron, known as the Wounded Healer, also travels through Aries in your 12th house, forming a semi-sextile to your sun sign. This placement brings opportunities for healing old wounds, particularly those related to self-doubt or hidden fears. Pay attention to what triggers emotional responses on this date, as they likely point to areas ripe for healing work. The moon, which changes signs every 2 to 3 days, will be in Scorpio on May 21, 2025, illuminating your 7th house of partnerships and creating an opposition to your sun sign. This creates an emotional intensity in one-on-one relationships, potentially bringing submerged feelings to the surface. The Scorpio moon's opposition to your Taurus energy presents an opportunity to balance your needs with others' needs, particularly in close personal or business partnerships. Ceres, the nurturing asteroid, positions itself in Capricorn in your 9th house of higher learning and philosophy. This placement supports structured approaches to personal growth and encourages you to nurture your intellectual development through disciplined study or mentorship. Pallas Athena, the asteroid of wisdom and pattern recognition, travels through Virgo in your 5th house of creativity and pleasure. This creates a harmonious trine to your sun sign, enhancing your ability to approach creative projects with both inspiration and practical methodology. The overall planetary picture for Taurus on May 21, 2025, shows a significant emphasis on your material resources and values with multiple planets in your 2nd house. Yet there's also substantial activity in your communications sector and subtle but important influences affecting your relationships and inner development. The Earth trine between Venus in Cáncer and your Taurus energy creates a foundation of stability amid the more dynamic energies of Mars and Jupiter. Pay particular attention to how the Sun-Mercury-Jupiter conjunction in your 2nd house manifests in your financial life. This rare alignment suggests potential for both intellectual clarity and expansive opportunity regarding resources. The challenge will be maintaining Taurian groundedness amid Jupiter's tendency toward excess. As the cosmic energies align for Taurus on May 21, 2025, your communication landscape is experiencing a remarkable transformation. Mercury forms a harmonious trine with your ruling planet Venus, bestowing your words with an unusual persuasiveness and charm. This planetary blessing allows you to articulate your thoughts with both grace and impact, making this an exceptional day for expressing ideas that have been percolating beneath the surface. The position of the moon in expressive Gemini activates your 2nd house of values and resources, encouraging you to voice your needs and boundaries with newfound clarity. You'll find yourself naturally employing more descriptive language, painting vivid pictures with your words that captivate listeners and readers alike. Jupiter's presence in your 3rd house of communication amplifies your messaging capabilities. Ideas that might typically remain confined to your practical Taurian mind now find pathways to expression that resonate deeply with others. This expansive energy particularly enhances written communication, emails, texts, and social media posts. Carry your authentic voice in ways that generate meaningful engagement. For Taurus individuals involved in creative pursuits, this day marks a breakthrough in self-expression. The cosmic alignment supports translating your sensory experiences, so fundamental to your earth sign nature, into words, images, or sounds that convey your unique perspective. A Venus-Neptune sextile adds subtle notes of inspiration, allowing your artistic communications to transcend the mundane. Professional communications benefit tremendously today. Your typically methodical approach to workplace discussions receives an infusion of enthusiastic energy, helping you advocate for your projects with compelling conviction. Colleagues who might have previously overlooked your contributions will suddenly take notice of your insightful observations. In personal relationships, today's planetary positions encourage heartfelt conversations that deepen bonds. Your normally reserved emotional expression opens like a flower, revealing vulnerabilities that ultimately strengthen connections. Partners and close friends will appreciate this rare glimpse into your inner landscape, creating space for reciprocal sharing. Digital communications receive particular cosmic support. Social media platforms, video calls, and collaborative online spaces become effective channels for your self-expression. Consider recording voice notes or creating short videos rather than typing responses, as your vocal qualities carry additional persuasive power today. The Mercury-Mars sextile active today provides mental quickness while tempering any tendency towards stubborn communication patterns. You'll find yourself more willing to adapt your messaging mid-conversation based on feedback, creating more dynamic and productive exchanges. This flexibility, somewhat uncommon for your fixed sign, serves you exceptionally well. For Taurians in educational settings, today's celestial configuration supports articulating complex concepts with remarkable clarity. Your explanations naturally follow logical progressions that guide listeners through intricate ideas step by step. This makes it an excellent day for presentations, teaching opportunities, or sharing specialized knowledge. A subtle Pluto aspect suggests transformative potential in communications involving shared resources or financial matters. Your words carry psychological depth when discussing values, investments, or material concerns. This penetrating quality helps you negotiate favorable terms or reach mutually beneficial agreements. Be mindful that with Neptune's influence, there exists a slight tendency to idealize or romanticize communications. While this enhances creative expression, in practical matters ensure you're being sufficiently concrete. Double-check important details in contracts or agreements to prevent misunderstandings born from wishful thinking. The evening hours bring a shift as the moon forms aspects with Saturn, suggesting that communications take on a more serious, contemplative tone. This creates an excellent opportunity to solidify verbal commitments or document important conversations that occurred earlier in the day. Journal writing proves particularly insightful during these hours. May 21st brings a unique financial configuration for Taurus as Venus, your planetary ruler, forms a supportive trine with Jupiter in your resource sector. This alignment creates fertile ground for monetary growth and material abundance. The energy today is particularly conducive to long-term investments rather than quick returns. Your financial intuition is heightened, allowing you to sense opportunities that others might miss. Pay special attention to passive income streams that could develop from existing assets or skills. The second house of finances is activated by a powerful lunar energy, making this an excellent day to review your portfolio or reconsider your budgeting approach. Mercury's position in your communication sector enables articulate negotiations regarding money matters. Use this to your advantage in any financial discussions. You may receive unexpected news about a past investment or financial decision that finally bears fruit. Property matters are favorably aspected today, So if you've been considering real estate investments or home improvements that could increase your property value, this is an auspicious time to move forward. The conjunction between the Moon and Saturn suggests the importance of disciplined financial planning. Any structures you put in place now will provide lasting security. Your natural Taurian practicality is enhanced, helping you distinguish between genuinely promising opportunities and speculative ventures. Consider allocating resources toward education or skills development, as Jupiter's influence suggests financial growth through knowledge expansion. A networking opportunity may arise that connects you with someone influential in your financial journey. Be receptive to unexpected professional connections. Digital investments and technology-related financial ventures receive beneficial aspects from Uranus, potentially offering innovative paths to wealth building. Avoid impulsive purchases today, despite feeling a surge of abundance energy. Instead, channel this into thoughtful wealth creation strategies. Your financial magnetism is particularly strong. Money may come from surprising sources or through previously overlooked channels. The Mars position indicates potential for increased earning through collaborative projects or partnerships. Consider exploring shared investment opportunities with trusted allies. Financial paperwork or administrative tasks completed today will establish important foundations for future growth. Pay attention to guidance from unusual sources. A casual conversation could contain valuable financial wisdom. The planetary positions suggest favorable outcomes for loan applications or refinancing efforts initiated today. Your ability to manifest material results is heightened, especially when you align financial actions with core values. Contracts signed related to long-term financial commitments receive favorable aspects, indicating stability and mutual benefit. Trust your body's signals when making financial decisions. Your Taurian physical intuition provides valuable insights about resource allocation. The current planetary alignment supports reconciling old debts or resolving financial disputes with surprising ease. Consider setting aside a portion of today's earnings for pleasure and comfort. Balancing pragmatism with enjoyment aligns with today's Venus-Jupiter energy. As May 21, 2025 unfolds, Taurus natives find themselves aligned with particularly promising energies in specific life domains. With the Sun in the final degrees of your sign, your natural talents and innate abilities receive a cosmic spotlight before the solar shift into Gemini. This final burst of Taurian solar energy creates a foundation for fortune across several key areas. Venus, your ruling planet, forms a harmonious trine with Jupiter in Virgo, opening doors in practical matters where meticulous attention combines with expansion opportunities. The most fortunate areas for you today center around financial planning, sensory experiences, and established relationships. Financial initiatives started today benefit from both your practical Taurus energy and Jupiter's expansive influence. Look particularly at long-term investments, especially those involving tangible assets like real estate or commodities. The Venus-Jupiter aspect specifically favors artisanal businesses, luxury goods, and comfort-oriented services. Natural environments prove especially fortunate today. Gardens, parks, farms, and other green spaces align perfectly with your Earth sign energy and activate your ability to manifest abundance. Time spent outdoors not only refreshes your spirit, but may lead to unexpected opportunities through chance encounters. With Mercury forming a positive sextile to Saturn, educational settings also emerge as fortunate zones. Libraries, workshops, training programs, or any environment dedicated to practical skill development carries particularly positive energy. Connections with mentors or authorities in your field could yield significant advantages if cultivated today. The Moon in Capricorn emphasizes career-fortunate areas, particularly in institutions, government agencies, or established corporations. Traditional business structures respond well to your grounded approach today. Family homes and spaces with historical significance also carry fortunate energy. properties passed down through generations, or spaces with personal history attune, especially well with today's planetary alignment. With Neptune's influence, artistic venues, galleries, theaters, music halls carry subtle fortunate energy, particularly those featuring tactile or sensory-rich experiences. Creative financial collaborations initiated in these spaces could prove especially fruitful. Your financial sector receives amplified beneficial energy as the sun illuminates your second house of resources and values. Financial institutions, banks, investment firms, and meetings with financial advisors all carry fortunate energy today. Decisions made regarding material security in these spaces align with cosmic support. The body-mind connection is highlighted by Mars in Cáncer, forming a helpful aspect to your sun sign. Wellness centers, spas, massage studios, and holistic health facilities serve as fortunate areas where physical rejuvenation connects to material abundance. Treatments that ground and center your energy prove especially beneficial. With Pluto's transformative energy in play, research facilities and places of deep investigation align with fortunate developments. Libraries, laboratories, or any space dedicated to thorough analysis could yield unexpected financial or resource discoveries. Educational institutions dealing with practical arts, culinary schools, craft centers, agricultural programs,